Hello everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast, as part of a ZtormLabostix article. This audio podcast is part of a Bellow and Raw. This audio podcast as part of a Chrome edition. In this audio podcast, I look at sort of the intro. I look at intro from works from in around 2006, and looking at the intro into a condition referred to or known as myasthenia gravis. Looking at the intro, and in regard to in and around the neurology aspects of myasthenia gravis. So myasthenia gravis is a chronic autoimmune condition, and mainly a neuromuscular disease or condition characterized by varying degrees of weakness of the skeletal or voluntary muscles of the body. Myasthenia gravis sort of becomes more severe with repeated use of muscle or during parts of the day, for the during parts of the day for those who are for those who diagnosed. Excuse me. The name of myasthenia gravis is also a Latin and Greek, a Latin and sort of has Latin and Greek bases in origin, and literally means grave muscle weakness, grave muscle weakness. So, with current ther- with pharmacotherapies, however, most cases of myasthenia gravis are not as sort of grave as the sort of the condition that the condition implies. For the majority of diagnosed with myasthenia gravis or MG, life expectancy is not lessened by by the condition. Reflexes and sensory examinations tend to be normal, and about 15% of cases are in amongst in around the literature and in around documented evidence, have a sort of a weakness involving only the extraocular muscles, and with the eyelids. Around the ocular muscles and the eyelids, and in myasthenia gravis recipients, the the weakness involving the extraocular muscles and eyelids tends to be referred to as ocular myasthenia. So now looking at sort of also in around the immunology, since myasthenia gravis or MG has a basis in around sort of the has a neurology basis, but also has a sort of an intriguing immunological basis. So immune mediated condition at the same time, is where myasthenia gravis diagnosed, have circulating antibodies against the post synaptic nicotinic acetylcholine receptors of the neuromuscular junction of skeletal muscle cells, and the the circulating antibodies can be associated with autoimmune autoimmune phenomena. So, for example, hypothyroidism, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and and vertigo. The cause in context of in context and specifically around the immunology and circulating antibodies aspect of myasthenia is and has not been documented as much as well as sort of the neurology, the neurology or the neurology or neuromuscular aspects of myasthenia. IgG antibodies to acetylcholine receptor protein are found, however, and immune complexes IgG and complement deposited at the postsynaptic membranes, causing interference with later interference and later destruction of the acetylcholine receptor. And just to iterate in myasthenia and myasthenia-like conditions, it is the acetylcholine receptor that is actually the that part of that part of the neuromuscular part of the neuromuscular part of the neuromuscular junction, or links to the neuromuscular junctions that are compromised. That is compromised, and hence why the the pertinent basis of acetylcholine, the acetylcholine receptor is affected, and hence why myasthenia gravis recipients and in myasthenia gravis like conditions, the acetylcholine receptor, which is a an important receptor or component as part of the central nervous system, nervous system, and also important in allowing and ensuring that particular functions of in around the in around the neurology aspects are carried through in and as part of day to day sort of aspects of physiology and of functions of the body sort of generally. So that draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast is part of a ZtormLabostix article. This audio podcast is part of a Bellow and Raw. This audio podcast is part of a Chrome edition, and this audio podcast is part of a ZtormLabostix production.